At Itawamba Community College, your education is our priority. With a 20-to-1 student-teacher ratio, you will get the help that you need from your instructors. With 3 locations in Fulton, Tupelo, and Belden, ICC offers classes that will prepare you to enter almost any job field of your choice. Apply online today at apply.iccms.edu and come be a part of our ICC family. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Good afternoon and roll Tribe, sports fans. Adam Gore here with Live with the Tribe on ESPN 95.1 The Fan. We do want to thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your lunch to join us this afternoon. We'll be here all week with Live with the Tribe every Monday at noon. Let's take a look back at some of the action last week. And, of course, when we do this is being brought to you by our friends and all the hardworking folks at the best bank in the South, Renaissance Bank.
Ever since you got that license, you've been on the move. We get it. With Student Checking, we have the tools to keep you going. Take care of that check from grandma without stopping at the bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And we'll even pay you back for ATM fees. So keep on going, and we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
On Monday, the ICC women's basketball team picked up a 61-50 win at Holmes. Lee Adams was on hand for the game and was able to catch up with Coach Nancy Gray after the win.
Coach, big road win tonight. Toughed it out there to get the win over a very athletic Holmes team. Had 2 girls in double-double with Kaylin Wilson and Tanisha Miller. Just talk about their play as well as the team.
Well, it was a total team effort, that was for sure. You know, we had, obviously, it was so hard to get the ball down the floor. It was hard to get the ball inside. They're very tenacious on defense. They bang inside. You know, we had to do the same. So they shot a lot of free throws, which didn't go our way, you know, having them on the free throw line as much. But Buford came, you know, off the bench. She's doing a few personal problems going on right now with her family, and she really is playing well for what she's going through. You can't credit Tanisha and Kaylin enough, and then you got Tamaya Brownlee who came in and had a really good game. Quay had some good minutes. So Tabria Gandy scored some points for us, made some really good defensive stops. So, you know, it's a total team effort, so I'm really proud of us.
The Indians, they dropped a heartbreaker 59-49 to Holmes in the nightcap. On Thursday, it was an exciting game for the Lady Indians as they picked up a thrilling 62-61 win at the DEC over Northwest. Once again, Lee Adams was there to talk to Nancy Gray after the win.
Another division win, tough, gutsy game there. Just talk about how your girls performed there to pick up the win.
Well, we performed well in the first half, and then we just went down. I don't know. We got shell shocked. I don't know what was happening. We couldn't make anything. They were running a sagging man. We couldn't make anything happen out of our offense. And you know, I just have to credit just our great defensive stand at the end. Kept them from scoring. Any basket would have won the ball game for them at the end. They had it out of bounds under. So we're glad that happened. You know, credit Tabria. She hit some key threes tonight. And Shania coming back in the rotation and doing a really good job scoring for us.
The Indians kept the excitement going in the nightcap as they picked up a 90-82 win in overtime over the Rangers to stay in the chase for the playoffs. Lee Adams caught up with Grant Pate after the win.
Big division win tonight against a good Northwest team. Fought there, had to fight through overtime after they fought back there in the end of regulation. Just talk about how your guys performed to get the win.
We fought really hard, and we couldn't be more excited for a bunch of freshmen, all freshmen. And you know, they've battled all year, you know, and we keep feeling that they were going to turn the corner and pull one out. We've been close. We've been close in a lot of games, and tonight they had another chance, to maybe give in right there. We were up 12, gave up that lead at the end of the regulation, and many things can go through a young man's head, after you lose a 12-point lead and you go into overtime, and you've had so many close games. But we couldn't be more proud, more excited of our team, the guys that stepped up. They played hard. They played extremely hard. In the extra period, they just weren't going to be denied.
On Friday, the tennis teams opened their season with a pair of losses to Meridian. The Lady Indians fell 6-3 to number 23 Lady Eagles, and the Indians fell 7-2 to the number 20 Eagles as well. On Saturday, the ICC softball team, ranked number 10 in the country, opened their season with a pair of games at Jackson State in Tennessee. The Indians picked up an 8-0 win in 5 innings in Game 1 and completed the sweep with a 10-1 win in Game 2. I had a chance to catch up with Macy Cox and Coach Andy Kirk after the sweep of the Green Jays. Well, Macy, a big day at the plate, just killing the softball at every at-bat. Just talk about how you felt today at the plate.
Yes, sir. I felt really good. I've been struggling in practices, not going to lie, and, I just had to build my confidence up. I went to Coach's office this past week to look at video, and I just had to make a lot of adjustments.
Your teammates backed you up as well. Really, everybody's swinging the bat well today. Just talk about the first game of the year, getting 2 wins under your belt, and how you feel.
Oh, it's amazing. I'm excited for the rest of the season.
All right, congratulations on the win, and good luck next weekend.
Thank you.
All right, Andy, 2 wins to open the season against Jackson State. Just talk about today overall.
I thought for, coming out opening day for us kids, of course, had a lot of energy and excitement and everything, and they were able to settle their nerves. I think with all the good scrimmaging we've done the last couple of weeks, they were settled in and ready to go from the get-go. Pitchers weren't quite as sharp as we've seen them in practice. Some of the umpiring had a little bit to do with that, but some of us, you got to adjust. You got to just make adjustments. But in the box, I thought, our athleticism and team speed just really gave a good Jackson State team a little bit of trouble.
Well, Coach, we just talked to Macy, and she was a tough out today. Everything she hit was hard. Just talk about her play.
Macy's, she was there for us last year, hit for a high average, led the team, and one of our top players coming back, and she had been struggling the last couple of weeks a little bit in scrimmages, and it's not barreling balls up, so she did come to the office. We watched some of her video, and she saw a few things to tweak, and she took it to heart, and she went to practice Thursday and Friday and worked it out, and we hope to see more days of her barreling up a lot of balls like she did today.
Game 1 winner Olivia Burns, 6 strikeouts. Pitched the ball well, struggled to locate, but again, that strike zone a little tight today. Just talk about Olivia's play.
I think she was a little amped up, starting the year out, and she's the Game 1 now. She's going against everybody's ace, and it was a little tight strike zone. It kind of jumped around a little bit, which is early for the umpires as well. They got to work out little kinks there, but she battled as always, and we know what we're going to get. And she asked me what was going on, and I said, if I ever try to figure you out, I'm in trouble, Olivia. So, you just take her, and we know she's going to give us as many innings as you need out there every time she starts, and we appreciate all that she does.
Game 2, you went more to get experience from freshmen. Still look pretty good, and you can tell there's a little bit of nerves early on for the 3 you sent in.
Yeah, we still got even some more, but there was some nerves. But I thought Nelson, Swallers, Butler, all 3 of them really competed hard for us, and we thought we were probably going to use some of them in Game 1, but Olivia was just out there battling, had a chance to go get her a shutout, and we know that she's got some achievements, some records that she's shooting for this year, so we left her out there and let her finish that 5-inning game. But we're expecting big things out of those 3 through Game 2, and I expect they're going to have to throw some big innings for us this year.
Well, Andy, overall a good day to be an Indian. Got 2 wins, so final thoughts?
I think we're going to enjoy this, enjoy some Super Bowl tomorrow, take a day off, and then come back and work on some mental stuff, some fundamental stuff on Monday, and then probably have a good old scrimmage again on Tuesday and throw. Some of these didn't get quite as many at-bats as they wanted today, or didn't get to pitch as much as they want. We're going to throw them back out there like we do all the time, and it's open competition, and I believe that's just going to make us better as the year goes on.
Congratulations, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, that was a look back at last week thanks to Renaissance Bank. Now let's see what's coming up at ICC, being presented by our friends over at Little Caesars in Fulton.
With the Little Caesars mobile app, you can customize an extra most bestest pizza with the most cheese, and now with the most of any toppings for the nation's best price. It's the crowning pizza achievement. And it's true what they say, it's lonely at the top. Unless you have an extra most bestest pizza, then it's a party at the top!
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizzas, the world's easiest way to outrageous amounts of toppings, starting at $6.
Pizza.
Tonight, it'll be basketball here on ESPN 95.1 The Fan, as the women's basketball team will square off with Northeast at 5:30, and the men's game will come your way at 7:30. You can catch the Davis Ford pregame show at 5:20 right here on ESPN 95.1 The Fan, as well as Let'sGoICCTV.com, the Red Channel. On Wednesday, we'll welcome the newest members of the ICC family, as it'll be National Signing Day. We'll have a recap from the National Signing Day on Thursday's edition of the show, so you'll want to be sure and tune in then. And then Saturday, oh my goodness, Saturday, it's going to be busy. The women and men's tennis teams, they'll host homes at the Johnson Partlow Tennis Complex. I believe that's going to start somewhere around noon. The baseball team, they will open their season against Snead State at Roy Crescent Field. The First American National Bank opening pitch for that doubleheader is scheduled for 1 o'clock. Game 2 should start somewhere around 3:30. And then the softball team, they'll host the same Jackson State team they played last weekend on Saturday for their home opener. The First American National Bank opening pitch for that one set for 2 o'clock. Game 2 will be right around 4:30 there. The baseball game, you can catch it on the Red Channel of Let's Go ICC TV, and the softball game will be on the Blue Channel of Let's Go ICCTV.com as well. Now, of course, when we talk about our spring sports this year, and you're going to hear me repeat this over and over and over again, is schedule subject to change due to weather. So that Saturday schedule is subject to change, I guess I should say there. We're going to come back with more of Live with the Tribe here on ESPN 95.1 The Fan. Later on in the show, we're going to talk to ICC women's soccer coach David Strother, kind of take a look back at their 2018 season, some of the goals and things going forward with the program, and also talk to some of the student athletes that won postseason honors as well. Back with more of Live with the Tribe right after this on ESPN 95.1 The Fan and Let's Go ICCTV.com.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
$2.99 for a Car Hop Classic. What a steal.
Steal. That's a heist. Put this on.
Oh, disguise.
I don't think I can eat in this.
It's all part of the plan, my friend.
Get a quarter-pound double cheeseburger or a Slinger Plus Tots for $2.99. Try it today. Sonic's $2.99 Car Hop Classic. A juicy quarter-pound double cheeseburger or a flavorful signature Slinger with golden brown crispy tots. A deal so nice, you should order it twice, because it's only $2.99. Hurry in for Sonic's Car Hop Classic.
My name is Ramon Gary. My first experience here was in 1999 to 2001. I was actually here on a basketball scholarship. Just mentally, I don't think I was ready for all the independence that a university may offer someone. So it just it gets you prepared. When I left the first time, I continued my basketball career at Delta State University. I was majoring in computers. Once I got probably to my senior year, I didn't really want to do that, but I went ahead and finished that out. And I was talking to a good friend of mine one day, and he mentioned the physical therapy program here. And so I just went and observed some other people in that field, and then I applied, and I got into the program here, and it was like love at first sight. I work at the hospital there in Tupelo. I've been in the acute rehab for 10 years now. You definitely should come to Itawamba or to ICC. Like you said, the Economically, it makes sense. And then the relationships that you would develop, the friendship, the experience that you develop is priceless.
At Itawamba Community College, your education is our priority. With a 20-to-1 student-teacher ratio, you will get the help that you need from your instructors. With 3 locations in Fulton, Tupelo, and Belden, ICC offers classes that will prepare you to enter almost any job field of your choice. Apply online today at apply.iccms.edu and come be a part of our ICC family. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
And welcome back to Live with the Tribe here on your Monday afternoon. Thanks for joining us during your lunch break or just tuning in there at the office as well on ESPNMISS.com. We've talked about it. If you miss any of the previous shows, you can go back and listen to them or even watch them on our YouTube channel. Simply search Let's Go ICC, or you can search Live with the Tribe on YouTube. I'll tell you what you can do also as well, so you can catch when the latest edition of Live with the Tribe is released. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Over 700 subscribers already. Would love to try to get to that 1,000 mark before the end of the school year if possible. So yeah, just do that for us there as well. Since baseball is starting this weekend, we're going to go back and listen to part of the conversation we had with Rick this past Friday, ICC head baseball coach Rick Collier, here on Live with the Tribe, and we'll go to that interview now. All right, well, let's take a look at the upcoming season. Of course, Lee, you talked about it, 17 sophomores returning off a very successful season last year. The MACJC is no joke. It is. It's a little. Everybody knows it for football, but I'll tell you what, for baseball, it's equally tough, if not tougher, in this league because not only do you have to go through the MACJC, then you got a team like LSU Eunice in the region. So yeah, it's you got a tough road to hoe.
Yes, we went to a 28 game conference play, playing everybody a doubleheader, and I really do. I think that gets your best teams in the playoffs year in and year out, with us all having to play each other. But you know, there's no days off. It's a roller coaster. It's you're gonna get hit in the mouth one day, and you're gonna hit somebody in the mouth. It's relentless. It's your JUCO SEC, as you want to call it. It's and it's fun. I like the guys in the league, and we compete. And anybody on any given day can beat you if you go out there and don't have your mind right.
And of course, you like to call them JUCO Wars.
JUCO Wars. That's what it's all about. I love those wars.
Explain that. Explain that to you. From your point of view, what is a JUCO War?
JUCO War is when you come out and you start your BP and you starting to get your mind right and everything. And you got to know that, and a lot of us coaches talk about this, you come out and score 4 runs, your pitcher may go out there and hit the next guy and walk the next guy. Next thing you know, you give up a 3-run shot. It's 4-3, and it's a slugfest. Now you're back and forth with each other. You know, I always tell my guys, these JUCO Wars, I said, are you one of these guys that I believe in? Are you one of these guys that I'd go to war and it's my turn to go to sleep in the, you know, down in the pits? Can I trust you, you know, for me to go to sleep? It's just, you know, it's just an all-out competitive. If you can't handle pressure, you can't handle that grind of a 9-inning, 7-inning ball game every day. It's just a relentless back and forth. You're wore out after a doubleheader. That's what I call that old JUCO War, and it takes a special kid that can endure that.
And I think one of those special kids actually leads into my next thing I was going to talk about. You tell a story of Tim Dillard. You guys were struggling to get out of a ball game, and Tim had already pitched a game. He's catching game 2, and he walks up to you coming up as you're talking to the pitcher on the mound. He's like, "Coach, are you ready to go home?" And you tell him, "Yeah." You know, tell that story.
Yeah, I remember that like it's yesterday. He's a character now. I love him to death, and we're over at Snead State, and it's we're up. And I have thrown everybody. I have thrown. You know, if Stone would have been on that trip at 5 years old, I might have thrown him out there. But I've given them all a chance, and we're ranked like 4th in the nation. Don't need to take a loss, and it's bases loaded. They don't have lights over there, so it's getting hard to see, and no outs. I think we're up 2. I walk out there for like the 4th time and done pulled 4 other pitchers, and Tim said, "Coach, you ready to go home?" I looked at him, I said, "What are you talking about, man?" He said, "Give me the ball. All I need is 9 pitches. And I'll get us home. We don't need to take a loss, Coach." I said, "I know that." I said, "We got Northwest in a couple days." I said, "I don't need." He said, "Oh, that's my bullpen." He said, "It won't hurt me, Coach." He said, "Give me the ball." I said, "I'll tell you what." I handed him a ball. I said, "Go over and start throwing with the third baseman." And I told the pitchers, when the umpire starts coming, run me out of here, let me know. And so umpire comes out and said, "What you gonna do?" I said, "You ready, Tim?" He said, "Yes, sir." So I put Tim in the game, and it was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. He came over and pitched me the ball and said, "Let's go home." And I said, "That's what I like as a kid like that. That wants, that's one of those guys that get in those wars now."
Yeah, and the best thing about it, Lee and I, we listened to his podcast, the Show and Go podcast, and he references a lot of his stories that influenced his career and his personality of baseball. Is some of the things that you did here at ICC. What was it? The Phantom Ball?
Phantom Infield.
Phantom Infield, things like that. So, it's those connections, that to me make baseball special.
Yeah, y'all sent that link to me, and I listened to it, and he referred to it as the good old JUCO days and the good Phantom Infield, and it relaxed him on it was a big game. It was. I heard him explaining it, and they had a good time. We came out and we won that game big time. Nice. Sure did.
We're up against one more break, and then we're going to come back and wrap things up and kind of talk a little bit more about individuals on the team this year. So you're listening to Live with the Tribe. We're talking with ICC baseball coach Rick Collier. We'll be back with more right after this on ESPN 95.1 The Fan and Let'sGoICCTV.com. And that was head baseball coach Rick Collier talking about the upcoming season here for the ICC Indians. We talked about it earlier. They open their season Saturday against Snead State, of course, weather pending. When we come back, we'll talk with ICC women's soccer coach David Strother, take a look back over the season they had, and also take a look at some of the postseason honors they earned as well as we roll on right here on Live with the Tribe on ESPN 95.1 The Fan and Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Ever since you got that license, you've been on the move. We get it. With Student Checking, we have the tools to keep you going. Take care of that check from grandma without stopping at the bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And we'll even pay you back for ATM fees. So keep on going, and we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
My name is Anna Catherine Feather, and I'm the school counselor at Moorville High School. I was a student here at ICC in 2010 through 2012. I remember the student recruiters coming to my high school, and they were telling all kinds of good things about ICC. But the main thing that attracted me was the location. While I was here at ICC, I was involved in the Student Government Association. I participated in the BSU, where I was the leader for the lead team. Well, I feel like when students ask me about ICC and my experience here, I go straight into recruiting again. And it's like I'm still a student recruiter or an Indian delegate. But I tell them the same thing that I've always told them, that the classroom size is ideal. It's not too big, it's not too small. There's a lot of one-on-one with your professors that you wouldn't get at a university level. I tell them about the cost. And when you sit down and you talk numbers with students and it's very obvious that you want to save money and not go into debt, money becomes a big deal. When I left ICC, I was fortunate to receive a Phi Theta Kappa scholarship, and so my school was paid for. And comparable to the university, I saved a ton of money. In fact, I came out of college debt-free. And so that paid my way, and I proceeded to Ole Miss and pursued my psychology degree.
Coach, a very special season. 9-5-1. Just finished one win shy of tying the all-time record for most wins in the season. Back-to-back home playoff games as well. Yeah. Just just look back on the season and reflect on how it went.
Yeah, you know, that's one thing that's always nice about a season. At the end of it, you get a chance to reflect and look back on the progress of it. And that's something that we've been proud of. You know, that's a word that we've used a lot, not just through this past season, but through the past 3 seasons, is just making progress. And I think we've been able to do that on a yearly basis in our recruiting, on a yearly basis in our player development, and even in our relationships with the universities across the Southeast region. And so looking back on this season, extremely proud of how we fought and how we, you know, really battled through some things. This season was a little bit different with a few cancellations and some late game adjustments where we had some opportunities to play 3 games in 5 days, and we did that 2 different times. And so that was a challenge for our players, and the way they responded through the season. I'm just super proud of where we're looking to take this program, not just for this past season, but moving forward.
We'll talk about taking the next step and the continuing growth of the program. You opened the season with the best start ever. 4 straight wins. Pearl River, Southwest, East Central, Northwest. Just talk about that start and how that kind of helped them in the psyche of the girls.
Well, I think it was really important for us for the amount of freshmen we had and them coming into this new environment of a college experience. Didn't really know what to expect with the college level, and going straight away and playing a tough opponent like Pearl River, who eventually put us out of the playoffs, but playing them and getting a really good result early in the season on the very first game, it kind of allowed them to see what the college experience was going to be about, and also the work rate that was expected, and to keep that momentum going forward in the next 3 games after that. We did exceptionally well, and the opponent I think that knocked us off first with our first loss of the season was Holmes, who happened to be ranked in the top 15 at that time. And so you know, I love how we started the season. I love how we even ended the season. We had some bumps along the way, but overall it was collectively a successful season.
Coach, and you talk about some of those bumps, injuries played a large part of the role, but it allowed the next lady up, and you had plenty of players that came and stepped up when they needed to the most.
Yeah, and I've been really pleased with our recruiting since I've been here to give us that type of opportunity. Some teams in our league carry a full roster, a lot like what we do. We carry 24 on our roster, 25 if we're able to do so, which is a full opportunity. You know, playing in August heat and the heat index of the Southeast region, it's tough to play a 90-minute match, and so we really pride ourselves in making the rotations through a game and not getting any weaker in those rotations. In fact, our selections of All-State, we've got one of those selections that's going to get recognized later on today, who didn't start every single match for us, but she ended up being our second leading goal scorer. And so that's something that we like to build on, and we're going to continue to build on that in our 2019 recruiting class and moving forward.
Well, you talk about the back-to-back-to-back matches. A lot of Mother Nature just didn't like us this year.
That's true.
But you were able to secure that second spot in the region, which was big because it gave you that home field advantage going into the playoffs. Unfortunately, just dropped that 2-1 decision in the playoffs. But those steps, those continued steps were there. Kind of look back on the year. Where did you, obviously preseason, you know what you think you have, but at what point in the season or where in the season did you say, okay, we've got a chance to be pretty good?
Yeah, and I think that came in different moments across the season. You mentioned the 4-0 start that we had early on in the season. Obviously, we've seen momentum going that direction, seeing our score lines in relation to some of the other team score lines. I think early on I was able to identify that we were definitely a top 3 program within our league. You know, definitely top 2 within the North Division. And so as we got into the division play, that still was solidified. You know, based on the results that the team that finished ahead of us was having, and also some of the other results that we were having. And so I felt like that took place early in the season. You know, once the second leg of season started getting going and we were trying to make up some of the games, I knew there was going to be a little bit based on our talent, some of the results, but also knew it was going to be based on just who was less fatigued. And so the second time that I really saw it was once we were able to clinch the second place opportunity, host the quarterfinal match. Once I saw the brackets and the layout of how the tournament was going to go, I thought we were still a top 3 team. And the way that we lost that game in the quarterfinals, all credit to our opponent. They did beat us, but I thought we were the better team, both statistically and our record. But just on that day, they finished a little bit ahead of us. So we still feel like we're a top 3 program within our conference. The other 2 teams ahead of us are continuously ranked in the top 15 within the nation. So that's where we want to be. That's where we want to grow. We want to become a top 25 institution, and we want to continue to grow and be as competitive as we can be within this league.
Well, Coach, let's talk about the growth of the league. That's a good point you bring up. 2 teams that were ranked nationally. That was unheard of before these last few years. Just talk about the growth of the league, and then also your team as well over the time that you've been here.
Yeah, well, I think just collectively, women's soccer is getting stronger across the state. You see more players playing it recreationally. You see more opportunities for high schools opening up programs, and so that's allowing for more opportunities here at the collegiate level. And so we don't have as many women's programs as what we've had in the years past. Some teams have disbanded, and so I think that's helped to make the programs that much stronger. So there's not as many choices for players to go to. And so with Jones, I believe they made it all the way to the district tournament and ended up losing to the number 1 national seed right now, Tyler Junior College, and it was a 3-1 result. And used to in the past, the district opportunities were just about getting there, and now we're collectively being competitive. Holmes was the other institution that finished in the top 15 in the rankings. They finished number 1 in the North, and so I feel like they've got a good hold of the Central Mississippi recruiting. Jones has a good hold of the South region in recruiting in the state. We have a really good hold of the North region in recruiting. And so you take those 3 regions, and collectively we're the top 3 teams within the conference.
Well, Coach, let's look back at the year. Of course, the year has up and downs, obviously. But think back, not necessarily the high points, low points, but maybe some points that kind of stood out to you that can be funny, some that players may not want you to talk about, or anything like that. Just kind of reflect on the year, away as a coach, but kind of just as the year as a whole with the girls.
Sure. I think we do get wrapped up because it's such a short amount of time. We get wrapped up in the wins and losses and, okay, how do we prepare for the next match? But one good thing about reflection is going back and looking at those moments that you're talking about. One tradition that we've done here since I've been here has been freshman karaoke. That's always a highlight. You can see that on social media a lot of times when we're traveling to a long away trip. We'll choose one trip where it's the guys and girls traveling both, and that's just an opportunity where kids can be kids, and I think we lose sight of that sometimes because I demand so much of my team. But something like that where they can get together and they can have a fun experience. We've had numerous team meetings where we did this thing this year where every win there was ice cream waiting on them in the team meetings, and so that became kind of a running joke. Coach, what's the next round of ice cream? What are we getting this time? I tried to up the ante as each game got a little bit more important. So we started out with some cheap ice cream sandwiches and worked our way up to Klondike bars.
Nice.
And so there's just little moments like that as a coach. Obviously, I enjoy, but more importantly, just being in the environment of the team to see the young ladies become a little bit more responsible, a little bit more mature, a little bit more committed to their craft, both academically and athletically. Those are the things I enjoy the most about any season, about any team that I get to work with.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
That is, for me, one of the greatest attributes about ICC because it was challenging. It's still challenging in the classroom, but the classes are small enough where you know the teacher by name, the teacher knows you by name, and you're not just another number. The teachers you can talk to them, and they know you, and they know kind of what your needs are, where you struggle in class, where you excel in class, and they give you office hours, and you can go by at any point in time. And I know I had a friend at one point, and her grandmother had passed away, and she had a test the next morning, and the teacher said, well, meet me up here at 9 o'clock at night. And that's just something that you get at ICC that you won't get anywhere else.
Ever since you got that license, you've been on the move. We get it. With Student Checking, we have the tools to keep you going. Take care of that check from grandma without stopping at the bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And we'll even pay you back for ATM fees. So keep on going, and we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Sonic's $2.99 Car Hop Classic, a juicy quarter-pound double cheeseburger or a flavorful signature slinger with golden brown crispy tots. A deal so nice, you should order it twice, because it's only $2.99. Hurry in for Sonic's Car Hop Classic.
$2.99 for a Car Hop Classic? What a steal.
Steal, that's a heist. Put this on.
Disguise.
I don't think I can eat in this. It's all part of the plan, my friend.
Get a quarter-pound double cheeseburger or a Slinger Plus Tots for $2.99. Try it today.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, talking with Coach David Strother about the women's soccer season. And Coach, at the end of the year, always postseason honors come out, a great way to celebrate the season as well. The All-Star game actually coming up Saturday. You've got Fran, Alex, and Addison all playing in that All-Star game. Just talk about that event and these girls that's been selected.
Yeah, so first off, it's a phenomenal event. Matt Convertino, the head coach down at Holmes Community College, has done a wonderful job the past 3 seasons. He's kind of sort of been the forefront of organizing this for our league. It's been a great opportunity for sophomores. It's been a phenomenal opportunity for those that are looking to continue and get exposure at the 4-year university level. And so it's a great environment, and for us to have recognition with 3 of our sophomores and 3 real big contributors within our program for the past 2 years. We're extremely excited for them and extremely thankful for the opportunity that they've been given.
All right, then you had 3 be named to All-State. You got Lexi Pund, Sarah Witt, and Maisie Sumner coming in. Talk about those young ladies and what they meant to the program this year.
Yeah, so I'll try to talk about each one of them individually. First one would be Sarah Witt. She's a freshman from Pontotoc High School, so she's a local player here for us, and really got onto recruiting Sarah her junior year and got an idea of who she was, not just as a player but as a person. I thought she'd be a great fit for our program, and she took that opportunity with us. Coming in from high school, a little bit different from some of the demands I asked for our forwards, and she was used to kind of running straight and getting a goal just by outrunning everybody, and then you get to our league and everybody's fast, just like she is. And so I thought she did really well responding to the demands that I asked of our forwards. I think she ended up being our second leading goal scorer, hit some really big time goals for us too. There's some opportunities where she won games for us and got us back into matches, so very deserving of that honor for her. Lexi Pund is another local player from Tupelo High School. She's actually a transfer from West Alabama. She did her freshman season last year with West Alabama and Coach Graham Moore over there in Alabama. Came in with us with the intentions of being an outside back, and after I saw how fast she could be on down the right hand side, we kind of mixed that up and put her more to a forward role than a wing role, and I thought she responded well to that. Ended up being our leading assist player for the season as well, and so she's looking to continue. She's only going to do 1 year with us. She was able to redshirt last year with West Alabama, so she'll have 3 years of eligibility as she goes to the next level. And then Maisie Sumner is one of our international players. She's a freshman from Blackburn, England, and she came in and did everything that we expected her to do from our video and for our conversations we had before she got here. Very solid on the back line, very controlled on the back line, very vocal on the back line as well. And so it's a great honor for her. She came in and didn't really know where she would fit in. She knew she was going to be a big contributor, but she knew where I was going to play her, and to see the role that she really took into that center back position, she did a great job for us, and we have big expectations building around her for next year in our back line.
And then 2 all-region selections, Grace Joyce, Allie Chenal. You talked about the northern part of the state, 2 of them from the Oxford area. Just talk about Grace and Allie.
Yeah, so Allie's the player that's probably the most recruited player from North Mississippi as she was going into her recruiting scenario as a senior. So we're extremely thankful that she decided to come and join Itawamba and be a part of what we're doing here. Once she got here, she was a lot like Lexi, where we had intentions of playing her in certain roles, and then I saw where she could be a little bit more dynamic and dangerous for us collectively as a team. We ended up moving her to different areas. So she'd sometimes play as a left forward, she'd sometimes play as a left wing. Sometimes we'd drop her back onto the right-hand side, just depending on the opponent and how fast they were down their left-hand side. And she responded well to that, very coachable, and she's looking to be one of those types of players that looks to continue at the 4A level. So to get an honor like this as a freshman, I think it's very deserving for her. And then we have Grace Ann Joyce, who was our leading goal scorer as a freshman. So that's exciting because we can build around her as she continues into her sophomore year. Grace came in and played a little bit more of a midfield role for her high school team and her club teams. For us, we turned her more into a target forward, and with the speed that we were able to put on the left side of her and the right side of her, she just really responded well to that. And so have a lot of plans for her in the spring to continue to develop her as a forward with her back to goal, and then turning and going to goal and being dangerous as she runs. And we're excited about both Allie and Grace Ann being freshmen and recognized for all region, because we know that that's usually more of a sophomore recognition for what you've done for 2 years, and to have two freshmen get recognized from the same high school at that, we're extremely excited about it.
Well, Lee Adams had a chance to catch up with them earlier today, so we'll go to that interview here in a minute. But before we do that, let you talk about your sophomores and maybe what you see for them in the future, and maybe just some words to them for what they were able to help develop here in the program.
Yeah, so the biggest thing I could say is just thank you, and it's something I've told them repetitively since the playoff, since we knew we were going to be in the playoffs, and it's something I've said as we've gotten done our individual meetings, but I can't say it enough. You know, where the program has been in such a short amount of time, to have the past 2 seasons with the most wins in program history, while still continuing the academic standards that have been here since well before me. Since I've been here, we've been a top 3 academic institution, top 3 across the nation. And they've continued that. And so for the commitment that they've shown, because there was a lot of demand on my part, I just can't say thank you enough. And the recognition that they're starting to receive as individual players is very deserving. The recognition they're getting from 4-year universities who are showing interest, it just re-emphasizes what we're doing here is the right way. What we're doing here collectively as a team is going the right way, but more importantly, for the ones that believe in taking an opportunity with us and creating a stepping stone for themselves, it just shows that we're doing it the right way. And so I'm extremely thankful for them giving me the opportunity to coach them.
And the bar, continues to be set higher and higher every season for you guys. Just talk about real quick these freshmen and maybe your expectations and even a challenge for them heading into next season.
Well, I think we've made it pretty clear in our expectations. We've been able to have our individual meetings now that the season is over, and we've been able to talk to each one of them individually about coming back and what role do they see themselves fitting in as we get into our spring training, and more importantly, what role do they see themselves going into the fall. One big thing I really want to challenge this class with is going to be about leadership. I thought we had some good leadership this past year. I think we need a little bit more leadership, and so that's something I'm really going to challenge them with. It's been consistent that we've made the playoffs, and it's now time to take that next step. It's been consistent that we're a top 3 program within the state the past 2 years or so, and we want to take that next step. We don't want to just be recognized within the state or within the region. We want to start going for those national recognitions and getting some opportunities to do the district tournament, a lot like what our opponents within our league are doing as well.
Well, Coach, again, appreciate you taking time out of the day and trying to catch you off guard, man, and you hit a home run on that. So
Thanks,
appreciate that, and look forward to next season.
Yep, roll Tribe.
Or actually, before I let you go,
Okay.
Let's do this real quick. Just kind of give a chance to give a shout out. Thank you. There's a lot of people that go in. It's not just one person, not just one team. Just talk about a thank you for those that have been a big supporter, not fan-wise and administration-wise.
Sure. So selfishly, I'm going to say thank you to one person. I got to say thank you to my wife first and foremost. She allows me to do the things that I do. I've been, even since the season's been done, I've been on the recruiting trail. It's been 14 days since the season's over, and I think I've been gone for 13 of those days. And so I have to say thank you to her first and foremost, because I couldn't do what I do as a head coach without any supporting cast if I didn't have someone beside me like what she is. Administration, say thank you to those guys. Very supportive, always at all of our home games, always texting on road games, whether it's a result we were hoping for or a result that we come up short on. Always just encouragement and words, supporting, and always talking with our players after each game, so we thank them for that. All the crew and staff that help these things take place, you guys and your crew, what you guys bring to the table, the best within our league, and I always say the best within the nation for what I know, so we thank you guys for that. And our field crew, always making sure that the field is where it needs to be, even in the rainy season, and thinking about games that we weren't going to quite able to get in, and then 2 days later, lo and behold, the field was up to expectations. So I could go through a list of sponsors and whatnot. Orthopedic, the new guys with Coach or Dr. Rulowitz, they do a phenomenal job of keeping our players healthy, and the support staff that they have with our trainers. We just thank everyone, the faculty and staff here at Itawamba too, helping our players make up those classes that they missed for all those rain delays and those games that we had this season. And then the fans. I thought that this season, collectively, as the games went on, more and more fans were coming out, not just from here in the community, but also from campus too. And so it's just an environment that we want to build on. We want it to be a place that's enjoyable to come. It's not just watching your friends or your family. We want people that enjoy the game of soccer to come out and watch. And we feel like that product is getting there, where you come out and you watch a game, it's going to be a good game that you can be entertained with.
All right, Coach, now I can let you go, but we do appreciate you coming in, taking time out of your day to talk with us, and look forward to next season.
Absolutely, and Roll Tribe.
When I was looking for a college back in the day, I'm from Amory, Mississippi, just 30 minutes down the road, and I'm a homebody, and I had to commute, and I said, I need to go to a college that's not too far from home. And I heard of ICC. And once I stepped on campus, I knew this is the junior college I need to be at. I didn't think of another college. I said, this is it. When I stepped on campus, the atmosphere, it just was drawn to me, and I felt like this is where I belong. I belong here at Itawamba Community College, because at that moment, I knew this is the best junior college on the planet. This is where I need to be. This is where I was planted. And that's why I am what I am today, because of Itawamba Community College.
Student involvement is a top priority here at Itawamba Community College.
If you want to be involved with student government, then the Student Government Association is the place for you.
If you have a stellar GPA, then Phi Theta Kappa is for you.
If you're interested in the diverse culture of our campus population, then the Diversity Club is for you.
If you're interested in leadership and service, then Indian Delegation is for you.
If you're majoring in computer programming or computer networking, then CPNA, the Computer Programming Networking Association, is for you.
If you're interested in good conversations and free lunch on Thursdays, then the Wesley Foundation is for you.
Our health science programs also have specific organizations for those majors.
Student Activities is excited to bring you new opportunities here at the ICC Tupelo campus.
Whatever your passion may be, we have a place for you.
This video is brought to you by Phi Theta Kappa, Beta Chi Sigma, Tupelo campus.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
And welcome back one final time here on Live with the Tribe. Adam Gore bringing this your way. Hey, just a reminder that if you missed any of today's show, you can go back and listen to the archives on Let's Go ICC TV under the Live with the Tribe section, or on our YouTube channel. Simply search Live with the Tribe or Let's Go ICC. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel while you're there. Just want to let you know, this next segment was pre-recorded last year, after some of the postseason awards were given out. So when you hear us talk about the upcoming soccer all-star game this coming up this Saturday, that's not the case. So I just want to let everybody know that straight up. it will not be this weekend, but Lee Adams did have a chance to catch up with some of our ICC soccer postseason honorees, whether it be All-State, All-Region, and All-Star selections. So let's go to those interviews now.
All right, Addison, a big honor being named MACJC All-Star for the North team. Just talk about how that feels.
It's a really great honor. I'm just thankful for my teammates and Coach Strahler for helping me have a really great sophomore season, and I'm glad I get to represent ICC one more time.
All right, Alex, big honor being named to the North team of the All-Stars for MACJC. Just talk about how that feels.
It's a really good feeling to be able to represent ICC one more time and get to play with Addison and Brandon one more time. And I really wouldn't be here without my teammates and my coach pushing me to be a better player and person.
All right, Fran, big honor for you being named an All-Star for the North team. Just talk about how that feels.
It feels really good get to represent ICC one more time. Could ask for better teammates than Alex and Addison to play along with this much. I have to recognize I feel a little bit nervous about it, but I'm sure it's going to be fun. And I couldn't make this without my teammates and my coach pushing me to be better each training time. And thank you to my family, my best friend always for supporting me and make me a better player and a person each day. Y les mando un saludo a mi familia, que los amo mucho y no podría hacer lo que estoy haciendo sin ustedes.
Lexi, big honor for you being named MACJC All-State. Just talk about how that feels.
It's such a huge honor because I know that our team's worked hard and I've worked hard, and to get recognized by the state and the coaches in the state, it's just really amazing, and it just shows that all the hard work has paid off this season.
Maisie, big news today coming out of the league being named MACJC All-State. Just talk about what it feels like to get this honor.
Well, obviously it's a great achievement for myself and obviously my family back home, so I want to make them proud. Obviously I wouldn't have been able to do it without the help of my coaches and my teammates this season. And next season we obviously want to build, be better and stronger, and just look to improve on and off the field. So with the new freshman class coming in, hopefully we can be as successful next season as we have been this season.
Sarah, big honor for you being named All-State by the MACJC. Just talk about how that feels.
It's a really big honor to receive this award. I know that I couldn't have made it here without my teammates and Coach Strahler. And I'm just really excited to receive this, and I know I've worked hard, and I know my teammates have worked even harder behind me.
Allie, big award coming today out of the league announcement there with NJCAA All-Region 23. Just talk about how that feels.
It's a big honor. Was not expecting it, but it's awesome that so many of us got an honor, and then we have our all-star players too, and it just means a lot, and it just shows all the hard work that we put in, like preseason and throughout the summer and just everything, and I'm excited moving forward into the spring.
All right, Grace, big honor for you being named NJCAA All-Region 23. Just talk about how that feels.
It's a really big honor to receive this award, and my team and I have worked really hard all season, and I couldn't have done it without any of them, and it's great for our program for multiple of us to get these postseason honors, and so it's great moving forward.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And that's going to do it for this week's edition of Live with the Tribe. We do appreciate everyone that tuned in here on ESPN 95.1 The Fan. We do want to remind you that we'll have basketball coming your way tonight here on ESPN 95.1 The Fan, starting at 5:20 with the Davis Ford pregame show as we hit the road to Northeast to take on the rivals, the Lady Tigers and Tigers, in a pair of North Division games. So those will be some big games coming up there as well. It'll also be available in HD on Let'sGoICCTV.com, the Red Channel. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll take a look at the men's soccer season recap and talk with Coach Mike Sullivan, hear from some of his players that also got postseason awards. So you want to be sure and tune in tomorrow at noon right here on Live with the Tribe. Also, don't forget you can keep up with everything ICC Athletics by visiting Let'sGoICC.com, following us on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, and also YouTube by searching Let's Go ICC. Have a blessed day, and as always, Roll Tribe.